Hello everyone, it's Brightmaster here, and today I have a very special LEGO set to review. This is the LEGO Star Wars 75191 Jedi Starfighter with Hyperdrive set from 2017. This set comes with 825 pieces, was rated for ages 9 to 14, and cost you about $100 back when it was in stores. Now I have a lot of older Star Wars sets from around 2015 and before, that's when I was buying a lot of the ones that were in stores, but when I saw this one come out, I knew this is something that I had to pick up. And although Episode 2 has an excessive amount of rolling around in fields, if you know what I mean, there are some really neat scenes, including Jango Fett and this ship, as well as the Geonosis battle and everything. So, yeah, I think this is a very nice set. So let's look at the box to be the first part of the review. Alright, so here's the box, and I don't think I've had one that's shaped like this because it is not fully square, but actually it is taller than it is wide, which is something that you don't really get as much. Here you can see that it shows you the minifigures that come in the set: R4P17, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Young Boba Fett, and Jango Fett. So yeah, it's a very nice selection of minifigures, and there it has that trooper there at the top that you see in Rogue One. So here you can see at the back, it shows you some of the features that are in the set, and you can see that it shows a lot with the Jedi Starfighter, a battle scene with Jango Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi that you see on Camino, and here it shows you the booster ring function and everything. So yeah, it's a pretty nice box, and I'll show you all those features later on in the set. Alright, so here's the instruction booklet. It is one large booklet that comes with a total of 136 pages, including the back. So this is a lot of building. It's a very large instruction booklet. It's nice how they don't have it as a staple here, but I think it probably has its pros and cons. The pros being the staples and the most likely not rip on the spine, but I wouldn't be surprised in the future if some of the pages start to want to detach themselves. So yeah, these are the instructions. It's organized into bags, as you can see. It does have the little box that tells you what pieces you need for each set, and at the back, no advertising or anything. So yeah, that's it for the instructions. Alright, so here are the minifigures that come in the set. There are 4, and I think they all look quite nice. So the first one we'll look at is Obi-Wan Kenobi. And you can see this is the Episode 2 version because he has the longer hair. And he has a communication device, so he can speak with R4P17, who is his astro droid that flies with him. You can see he has his Jedi robe and his belt, where he can probably put his lightsaber in the movie, but of course you can't do that in the set. He comes with a nice lightsaber, of course. Not the chrome hilt, but a nice one anyhow. It's not like the Clone Wars ones that were just gray, so I think it's not bad. He does have some nice back printing as well for the back of his robe. And he does have an alternate face where he looks quite scared and concerned. That's probably when Jango Fett is shooting torpedoes and missiles and all the like when they're having their battle in an asteroid field. So yeah, that's it for him. Here is, of course, R4P17, his astro droid, and I do think that he looks quite nice. He is, of course, maroon and white, and he has the same print layout as R2-D2. I think, yeah, at least for the most part. And yeah, you can move his legs, of course, and he can drive around like that, or he could be fixing something. So that's it for him. Right here is Jango Fett, and he looks quite good. I'm happy they included him and Boba Fett in this set, because the only way you could have gotten this Boba Fett is in the Advent calendar, which of course I don't have. And I wish LEGO released Jango Fett Slave 1 that year. That would have been great, and styled it similar to the 2010 or 2006 one. Because I have the 2006 Slave one, I think it would be nice if they looked somewhat similar. But anyway, I do like this minifigure. He has a bunch of printing on his torso, legs, and everything there. And he has some nice his revolvers. And here he has a jetpack, and although I do like the molding for the 2002 Jango Fest jetpack more than the new one, the helmet is a big improvement. Where the helmet looks great, and you can see he has a rangefinder. And if you lift off his head, you can see his face. Nice printing there. You can see some scars that he has, and no alternate face. But I think overall he's a very great minifigure. And here, of course, is Boba Fett, Jango Fett's clone of himself, son. And he has some decent printing on his torso. And he also has some back printing as well. He has a very just scowling look because he shows no empathy when Jango's shooting at Obi-Wan. You can see he has a very sinister looking smile. So overall, I think the minifigures are quite good. I have no complaints at all about them. I think that they are some of the best minifigures that I own, really. Alright, so here's a look at Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter itself. So I had to move it and show it at this somewhat strange angle because it is a very long vehicle, so it would be a little hard to get it into the shot, but it's not that tall either. But anyway, you can see that it looks quite good. It has some of those stud shooters there, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but honestly I don't mind it in this case. I do think that it's fine since there would actually be cannons right there. You can see that it has this sticker here, which I do think is necessary, although I don't really like stickers. And over here you'll see that there's this this pivot piece, and you might be wondering what that's there for. And unfortunately, you can't put R4P17 in his entirety there because he's just too big to fit on the wing. So Lego decided to put this here so you can take R4's head off and just stick it on there. And I think he looks pretty good there. Of course, you can turn his head around and look at everything. And you can put the rest of his body in the ship by lifting this up. And there's this compartment in here, and you can just stick the body in there and close that up. And I think that's a really good idea because I think that the V-Wing that comes out in 2011, you have to put the head of the droid on the vehicle, but you just have the rest of the body just sitting around. I think that's a pretty poor thing. So I think that this is a very good idea. Here it also has more stickers, but like I said, I think they are pretty useful for the set. And over here you can see this is of course where the cockpit is, and here of course are the exhausts. So overall I think it looks quite good. There's also a bit of landing gear back here, and this is the back of the ship. I don't really think there are any bad things about this design. I think its overall design is quite good. Over here it's not fully symmetrical, but for the most part it is. Here there's a little roundel with the Republic insignia, of course, and just as you would suspect, you just lift this up here, and you can, of course, place Obi-Wan Kenobi inside his ship, and that's what the cockpit looks like. It is quite roomy. He has a nice brown chair, and you can see he has a nice printed control panel, and printed control panels, I love them. I can't get enough of them. And I think overall it looks quite nice. Oh, I forgot to mention there is some landing gear here that, of course, you can move like this if you want to have the ship look more sleek when it's flying in space. So yeah, that's what it would look like, and it's very stable. You shouldn't be worried about anything falling off. And I think this is a very well built ship. Alright, so here's a look at the Hyperdrive booster ring. I think it is built very well. It looks good, it's stable, and of course it has a great mechanism to put your ship on. So let's look at it. So these are the engines, of course, the Hyperdrive engines. Again, very large stickers, but I don't really mind them. They're not peeling off or anything, so it's fine. You can see there's a lot of repetitiveness in this build, but honestly, it looks good in the end, so it shouldn't really bother you too much. And it's very symmetrical, so that's always a nice thing too. You can see there's some green highlights, mostly maroon and white. I think overall this Technic frame looks good. It doesn't look unsightly or anything. And you can see there's this transparent part in the middle, and it has a handle, and I'm so happy about that, because I think that if you were to hold it like this, it could just slip out of your hand so easily. But I think the handle gives you a secure grip of the ship, and also it has this button right here, and that is of course a trigger function to put on the ship if you wish. And of course here's some flaps to secure your ship once it's on. I'll show you that once I put the Jedi Starfighter on. More stickers. They don't really bug me as much though. And here's the back, and I think it looks quite nice. There's some nice engines there with some yellow exhaust, just like the Starfighter. And you can see over here there's the backs of some spring-loaded shooters, and although I don't really like these as much, just like with the stud shooters in this set, they don't bug me as much. You can just take them out if you don't like them. So yeah, of course you know how those work. You just press them down, they fire. And yeah, I'll have to pick those up later because they just flew quite far. But yeah, I'll just show you what this nice hyperdrive boostering looks like when it has the ship on. Alright, so you might think that I'm zoomed out a bit too much, but I think that it's a good idea to put this on my recording device on a stand, because I'm going to need to use two hands to put the Jedi Starfighter on the booster ring. So, like I said before, there's this little trigger right here, and what that does is if you pull it back, it'll pull two peg holes back so you can slide your Jedi Starfighter in. So I'm going to show you it from the back because I think it'll make more sense. So you pull the trigger back, you'll see that moves, and now you can take your Jedi Starfighter and slide it on in there, and that's how it looks once it's all in. And I think it looks very nice, and yeah, it fits together perfectly. I don't have any complaints about it at all. And since you have that handle now, I'll just put these flaps down. Since you have the handle, you can pick it up and move it around, and the Jedi Starfighter won't slide out and won't slosh around. So I think that's pretty neat. Like I said, the handle makes the world of a difference. So yeah, that's basically it for this set. Alright, so for my overall thoughts on the set, you can easily see that I really like it. And yeah, I would highly recommend you to get this set, especially if you're a prequel fan or just a Star Wars fan in general. I think that this set you should pay maybe around $90 or $80 for it used, maybe $120 for it new, just because it was $100 back when it was in stores. So I think this is much better than the 2007 version. Even though I do think it looks nice and is a different ship, I think that the handle makes a world of a difference. So I would highly recommend this set. Stick around for more LEGO Star Wars reviews because they will be on the way. And I hope to see you all later. Bye.